Yo, it's good, boy, Chris. Yes, man. Back with another video. And your family today, put on Mo3, bro. You just start, if you actually just sitting down and listening to him, bro, you'll be like, bro, that man saying something.
Yella Beezy and Mo3 in the studio, laughing, vibing, making music, no tension. Just two Dallas rappers sharing a moment. But the Roy Lee's birthday, he directly accused Beezy of being involved in Roy Lee's death. He even suggested there was a bounty on Beezy's head. He wasn't dancing around it. He wanted everyone to know where he stood.
Got the new footage of Yella Beezy and Mo3 before he unalived him. Man, shit crazy, man. But y'all feel me? This has been a very, very big topic, and a lot of what's going on. You feel me? I don't really know the backstory, so let's hop into this video and really see what the backstory is. Subscribe button, hit like button too. All right to it.
This new footage of Mo3 and Yella Beezy in the studio is going viral. Not long after it was filmed, Mo3 was killed in cold blood. And when Beezy was asked about it, he brushed it off.
Why couldn't you ever acknowledge 3 before or after his death?
I never, like, what was the point?
Fast forward a few years, Beezy gets arrested for Mo3's murder. Police say he didn't just know about it, he planned it. So how do you go from sharing a mic to calling a hit? And how did Yella Beezy use a woman to help set it all in motion? We're breaking it all down. Stay tuned.
Of course.
New footage of Yella Beezy and Mo3. A video just resurfaced, and it's throwing gasoline on a fire that's been burning for years. Posted by College Kid on X, the footage shows Yella Beezy and Mo3 in the studio, laughing, vibing, making music, no tension. Just two Dallas rappers sharing a moment. But the timing is what has everyone talking. This footage dropped just days after Yella Beezy, real name Marquise Conway, was arrested on March 20th, 2025 and charged with capital murder. Police say he hired Q-On White to kill Mo3, real name Melvin Nova. Now people are looking at that studio footage like it's the calm before the storm, like it caught the moment right before the betrayal. Prosecutors say Beezy didn't just want Mo3 gone, he orchestrated it. They claim he brought in Q-On White to carry out the hit. If that's true, this wasn't street drama gone too far. It was a calculated setup that ended in blood. It all came to a head on November 11, 2020. Mo3 was driving down Interstate 35 in Dallas when a man walked up to his car. Witnesses described him as a big black male. Mo3 tried to run, bolted down the freeway, but the man chased him and opened fire. Multiple shots rang out. Mo3 was hit. He was rushed to the hospital but didn't survive. Less than a month later, on December 10th, police arrested 21-year-old Q-On Dontrell White. A year after that, they brought in Devin Maurice Brown. Neither has stood trial yet, but even before the arrests, the streets of Dallas were already buzzing with one name, Yella Beezy. One red flag was a lawsuit filed by Mo3's manager, Brandon Rainwater. He said Beezy and his crew attacked him at a Dallas strip club. He ended up with a dislocated hip. Reports also say Beezy's crew bragged about it in a video later. That happened just months before Mo3 was killed. For a while, Beezy walked free. No charges, no arrest, but the whispers never stopped. The strip club fight, the lawsuit, the online threats, it all kept bubbling under. And then came the theory about the woman. According to the Shade Room, Mo3 had just left a woman's house. He saw something off. Someone was watching. He left and stopped at a gas station. The car behind him stayed close. That's when he knew. He got back on I-35. During the chase, he crashed. He ran. He didn't make it. TMZ reported, according to @TMZ_TV, Mo3 was desperately trying to get away from his alleged killers moments before he was fatally shot on a Dallas freeway. Another line from the same report said, after the crash, Mo3 reportedly got out of his car and ran for his life before he was tragically shot in the back of the head. Shot in the back of the head, in daylight, on a freeway. It didn't feel like a fight gone wrong. It felt organized. Police never released the name of the woman Mo3 was visiting that day, but fans connected the dots. Many claimed she was linked to Beezy's circle. Nothing was ever confirmed, but nothing was denied either. And as silence dragged on, the internet kept building its own version of the story. Last year, during an interview with the Lamp Channel, Beezy finally said something. He made it clear he didn't care for the rumors. Certain needs to be addressed, certain don't, he said. Stop attaching me to all that, because it ain't got nothing to do with me. He looked calm, like he'd rehearsed that line a few times. Yella Beezy is now in the Dallas County Jail with a $2 million bond. WFAA-TV released footage showing him being taken into custody. His hands were cuffed behind his back. Several officers walked beside him. He kept looking around but said nothing. People reached out to his team in the Dallas Police Department. No one replied. The Dallas County District Attorney's Office said, "We do not comment on pending cases." With Beezy locked up and the footage out, the talk naturally circled back to the real question. How did all this even start? The beef between Mo3 and Yella Beezy didn't start with one moment. Both rappers were rising fast in Dallas during the late 2010s. Both claimed Oak Cliff, and in Dallas that claim means everything. Things shifted fast when Roy Lee stepped in. He was a Dallas comedian close to Mo3 and known for speaking his mind. In 2017, Roy Lee publicly called out Beezy's claim to Oak Cliff. That wasn't taken lightly. Roy Lee made it clear he sided with Mo3, and that move instantly raised the stakes. On September 25th, 2018, Roy Lee was shot in a North Dallas shopping center parking lot. He stayed alive for weeks, but died on October 13th due to a blood clot caused by the injury. The very next day, October 14, Yella Beezy was shot 8 times in a drive-by. He survived, but to many, it looked like retaliation. One hit followed by another. The beef had crossed into something deadly. Mo3 answered the violence with music. In 2019, he released diss tracks that didn't leave anything to the imagination. On the 219, dropped on Roy Lee's birthday, he directly accused Beezy of being involved in Roy Lee's death. He even suggested there was a bounty on Beezy's head. He wasn't dancing around it. He wanted everyone to know where he stood. One tweet summed it up like this: the Mo3 and Yella Beezy feud turned deadly after Beezy ducked a fade from Mo3's friend Roy Lee. Lee was later killed, which set off a chain of incidents in the city. That should have been a wake-up call, but it wasn't. Even fans on Reddit started piecing it together. One post said it straight. Yeah, IK that Mo3's head started getting big, and he was talking a lot of shit on social media. Just didn't know if it was 100% that got him killed. The drama wasn't just music. It was pride, ego, and a whole lot of online pressure. Then came Beezy's 2024 interview on Can I Vent. He was asked directly why he never spoke on Mo3's death, never acknowledged him before or after. Beezy didn't flinch. He just shrugged it off like it was nothing.
Why couldn't you ever acknowledge 3 before or after his death?
I never, like, what was the point?
He went on to say Mo3 was dismissive when he was alive. He said Mo3 was jealous of his success. That line hit hard because it made things sound deeper than just music. It sounded like they had personal issues long before the shooting. Still, Beezy also tried to clean it up in another interview. When asked if he got along with Mo3, he said,
We ain't never had no problem.
You never had no problem? Okay.
That didn't match the earlier tone. But the contradictions didn't stop there. When the question came up about Mo3's impact on Dallas music after his death, Beezy said,
That was a big impact for him. Like, on the whole city.
It was probably the only time he gave credit. But the interviews didn't just stop with Beezy. Mo3 had his own words on record too. After Beezy's 2018 shooting, where he got hit 3 times while driving, Mo3 was asked about it. His response was cold.
I gotta stay out the way.
Okay.
Real out here, shit. You get hit up every day out here. Like, it's the world.
No sympathy, just a blunt reply, like it wasn't even a big deal. Mo3 also addressed the rumors directly in another interview. He said the drama wasn't real, that it was all based on things people thought they heard.
I ain't got no rap beef with nobody. I ain't got no rap beef with no rapper in my city. No rap beef. And they was just, all that was just something that they heard, you know, shit. You know, they not in the streets, so, you know, their job is to report like the news, so you know they just going off what they heard, you know. So like, I just cleared it up on my interview when I went up there and talked to them. Like, I ain't no rap beef, ain't no problem, man.
But that didn't line up with the music or the interviews or the lawsuits. The tension was there. The shots were real, and the words on both sides never really stopped. The interviews and contradictions kept stacking up, but the internet wasn't waiting around for court dates or press statements. As soon as news of Yella Beezy's arrest dropped, Twitter lit up. One tweet said, Yella Beezy just dumb ASF. Had every opportunity to turn his life around and still pick dumb shit. Thought he got away with it, and 5 years later, they got his ass. Another one didn't hold back either. Yella Beezy is the definition of friend killer. Can't trust not a soul on this earth. And then came the tweet that really put things into perspective. Texas gave Tay K 55 years, and he didn't even pull the trigger, he was just there. So what you think Texas gonna do to Yella Beezy on a capital murder charge? People weren't waiting for facts. The internet had already made up its mind. Guilty or not, Beezy was being dragged through every comment section, every thread, and every group chat. The tweets had already torn into him, but they weren't talking about something new. Yella Beezy's name had been in messy headlines way before this murder charge came around.
That's all
Legal issues of Yella Beezy. Back on February 14th, 2021, he got arrested in Dallas for unlawful possession of a firearm. He didn't sit long, was released the same day, but it was just the start. Then on August 11th that same year, he was arrested again. This time, it was drug and weapon charges. The details were light. No one really said what kind of drugs or what kind of weapon, but it was enough to remind people he wasn't staying out of trouble. The biggest one came a few months later. On November 5th, 2021, Beezy got arrested in Plano, Texas. This one made headlines fast. He was hit with a sexual assault charge and another weapons charge. Serious stuff. It got people talking in a different way. That case didn't hold though. The charge was dismissed in June 2022. Still, the damage had already been done. People remember the arrest, not always the dismissal. Then in July 2024, his name showed up again, this time in a lawsuit with Chris Brown. 4 men filed it in Harris County. They said they were invited to a VIP experience at Chris Brown's show at Dickies Arena in Fort Worth. Instead of a chill night, they claimed they got jumped by Brown's entourage, and Beezy, they said he was right there helping. Beezy's lawyer shut it down fast, told the Shade Room Yella Beezy was not involved in any incident, did not have any contact with the plaintiffs, and does not understand why he is named party in the lawsuit or the temporary restraining order that was clearly filed before all facts were obtained and verified. Even with the denial, the pattern was hard to ignore. Guns, assaults, arrests, now capital murder. Each case made it harder for people to believe Beezy was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. The legal drama might have taken over the headlines, but to understand how Yella Beezy ended up here, you've got to rewind the story. Long before the courtrooms and lawsuits, he was just Marquise Conway, a kid from Dallas with a rough start. Conway grew up in Oak Cliff. When he was 12, everything changed. His father was murdered at their home on Mother's Day. That kind of trauma doesn't just pass, it shapes everything. He spent most of his childhood playing football and basketball, chasing dreams like any other kid. At one point, he wanted to go pro, but life had other plans. As a teenager, Conway joined the Crips. He started selling drugs to help support his family. It wasn't some movie plot, it was survival. He went to Lancaster High School and graduated, but music was already pulling him in another direction. He started writing lyrics at 13, inspired by artists like Boozy and Kevin Gates. He didn't waste time. By 14, he dropped his first mixtape, Mash Mode Overload. 2 years later came Lil Yella Mane. He kept pushing out music, but his first real buzz came in 2015 with Trappin' Designer off Broke Knight's Rich Days. Then 2017 hit and things shifted. That year, he dropped Light Work Vol. 2. The standout track, That's On Me. That song didn't just catch ears, it blew up. It climbed all the way to number 56 on the Billboard Hot 100. That track landed him a deal with L.A. Reid's label Hitco, signed by A. Chris Turner. In 2018, he followed it up with Ain't No Going Back. That project came with serious heat. And in his new documentary, Ain't No Going Back Yella Beezy documentary, Beezy takes it back to where it started, Dallas. In the second part of the 5-episode series, directed by Ryan Snyder and premiered on XXL, Beezy walks viewers through the early days, way before That's On Me blew up. He opens up about how music wasn't even his first dream. The music was secondary. I was good at sports, he says to the camera. I was really good at football and basketball, especially football. I really wanted to go pro at football. But things didn't go that way. At 13, Beezy picked up the mic and started recording music. It didn't happen overnight. But as far as actually getting my first big shot at it, it wasn't until I was 26, and I have been grinding since I was 13, he says. That's 13 years of nonstop hustle. Even though he was putting out mixtapes, radio stations in Dallas weren't biting. The buzz wasn't catching. It got to him. He felt stuck, but his mom didn't let him quit. I think Beezy got frustrated because it wasn't going as fast as he wanted to do, his mom tells the camera. And I used to always tell him, don't give up, you got this, keep going. Then came Trappin' Designer in 2015. That track didn't need a big label or radio cosign. The streets picked it, and when Dallas picks a song, they run with it. In Dallas, it's Fashion City, Beezy explains. The girls want the who are dressing fly. Feel like if he ain't wearing this or if he ain't wearing that, he ain't got no money. It's like a big fashion show. He wasn't just talking about flashy fits. He was painting a picture of Dallas life. They're really hustling out of lofts and condos and big houses, he continues. Every day you step out, you gotta be looking presentable. Ain't no basketball shorts, none of that. To be coming out in designer just to go to the store. It's the first song that took off, and we were.
Hey man, I got to take me a little road trip to Texas. You know, we got pop out with the clothes on, popping out, pop.
Really just living what we were talking about. Even local DJ Chaotic from 97.9 The Beat admitted that he never played any of Yella Beezy's music until a friend hit me about the buzz. I got on the horn to call Yella Beezy. Yo, I've been slipping, but I'm not slipping no more. Whatever you need, I got Chuck. From that day forth, I saw Yella everywhere I went. Beezy knew what that song meant to his come up. I'ma put it like this. If I was from Atlanta, Trappin' Designer would have been a That's On Me of that time period, he says. Me being in another market, it would have blew me bigger than what I was coming from Dallas. The documentary also brings in Beezy's family, his mom, manager, and grandma. It's not just about his rise, it's about the people who saw it from day one. That same year, he hit another milestone, opening for Jay-Z and Beyonce during the On the Run 2 tour in Dallas and Houston. That's not a small stage, that's the big leagues. Then came Back in Beezy in 2019. This was his first mixtape under the Hitco label. It brought more charting singles like Back at It Again with Quavo and Gucci Mane and Restroom Occupied featuring Chris Brown. His name was everywhere. everywhere. He was showing up on big features and even appeared on Ruby Rose's single Hit Yo Dance with NLE Choppa. While Yella Beezy was riding the wave of chart hits and big features, Mo3 was building his own legacy, just from a different path. He wasn't chasing radio fame the same way. His music came from pain, from street stories, and from everything he'd seen growing up in North Dallas. Life of Mo3. Melvin Abdul Noble Jr., known to everyone as Mo3, was born on May 31st, 1992 in McKinney, Texas. He later moved to North Dallas, where he was raised and shaped by the city's struggles. His career started to take form in 2014 with his debut mixtape Shottas. That same year, he dropped Hold Your Tongue, a remix of a track by Texas rap legend Mr. Lucci. That move got him attention across the Dallas scene. People started paying attention. In 2016, Mo3 doubled down with Shottas Reloaded. That project had several songs that hit hard and caught the ear of Boozy Bad. Boozy saw something in him, raw talent with real stories, and wanted to sign him. That was the beginning of a strong connection between the two. By 2019, Mo3 had leveled up. He released Everybody with Boozy, a track that would become his best-known collaboration, not just because of the names on it, but because it captured everything that made him stand out. Pain, melody, and grit all in one. He wasn't trying to sound polished. He was just being real. In 2020, Mo3 dropped Badass Mo3, a joint album with Boozy. It reached number 136 on the Billboard 200. That might not sound like much to some, but for an independent artist with no industry push, that was major. Even after his death, the music kept going. His posthumous album, Shottas for Eva, dropped in April 2021 and hit number 36 on the Billboard 200. The single Outside became a fan favorite. It debuted at number 16 on the Bubbling Under Hot 100 and eventually reached number 92 on the Billboard Hot 100. The song hit differently because of what happened. Mo3's name wasn't just known in Dallas because of his numbers. It was because of his voice. Not just how he rapped, but what he said. He didn't care about. Just making catchy tracks.
Bro, you put on Mo3, bro. You just start, if you actually just sitting down and listening to him, bro, you'll be like, bro, that man saying something. Bro, wait a minute, bro. Wait, just say one more time. Whoa. Stupid about, but nah, for real though, bro, really do be spitting. Like,
wanted you to feel something. In one of his interviews, he said it straight. I'm trying to give a message. I ain't trying to rap to make it sound good. I want you to feel it. Of course, it has to sound good. That's the only way they're going to listen. If it sounds good and you're talking about something, you don't just get them to listen. You give them a follow. That's what made Mo3 different. You could hear the pain in his voice. You could tell he was living what he rapped. He wasn't trying to fit in with the industry. He was just telling his story. Even his name had meaning. Mo3 came from a mix of family names. Lil Mo came from his mom's side. Third came from his father. Put together, it became Mo3. It wasn't just a stage name, it was personal. When he died, he left behind more than music. He left behind his parents, his kids, Malaysia, Malia, and Tremonye Noble, and a whole family that loved him. His death wasn't just another rapper getting caught up, it hit the city hard. And now, with Yella Beezy officially charged in the case, it brought back all the pain people tried to bury. Twitter hasn't forgotten either. One post said, "Don't nobody want you dead more than a you was cool with RIP Mo3." Another one had people talking again. They say Mo3 really had them scared to come outside for real, for real. Mo3's death didn't just reopen wounds tied to Yella Beezy, it stirred up everything, and everyone connected to him. And one name that kept popping up was Trap Boy Freddy. Now, while a lot of people paid tribute and honored Mo3 with messages about his music and legacy, Trap Boy Freddy's reaction had people raising eyebrows. Not because he said anything outright cruel at first, but because of how he acted the day Mo3 was killed. Let's back it up for a second. Mo3 and Trap Boy Freddy were both from Dallas. They were both rising, both loud, and both competitive. There were rumors they used to be cool before things went sideways. What caused the switch? No one really knows for sure, but once it turned, it stayed that way. Their tension showed up online and in their songs. They'd throw shots on Instagram stories. They made it clear they didn't rock with each other anymore. But things got serious when Mo3 was gunned down on November 11th, 2020. Not long after the shooting, Trap Boy Freddy went on Instagram, and what he said didn't sit right with a lot of people. In one clip, he said,
"Man, whoever got the motherfucking freeway blocked off need to get y'all shit together, dog. God damn. Nick ain't get on the fucking freeway."
That freeway was blocked because Mo3 had just been shot. Then in another video, he added, "What the they got going?" At first glance, it looked like he was just mad about traffic, but fans weren't buying it. The timing was way too close. People started saying it looked like he knew what had just happened. Some even said it sounded like he was mocking Mo3's death. It didn't help that he kept posting more stories that same day. In one of them, he wrote, "Damn, rip my old friend, disloyal B No name, but people connected the dots. He eventually addressed the backlash. He tried to brush off the beef talk. "I have no rap beef, don't get in my business," he said in one story. Then he posted again, clearing up what he meant, or maybe not clearing it up at all. The other side, and yon mean a hood. I mean the opposition only. I have no beef unless you want some. So yeah, no rap beef, but definitely beef if you want it. Trap Boy Freddy was never named in Mo3's murder case. He hasn't been tied to it in any official way, but those posts, the timing, the way he talked about the blocked freeway while Mo3's body was still there, it made people question everything. The posts from Trap Boy Freddy that day didn't just spark rumors. They lit a fire online. People weren't just watching, they were reacting, and they had plenty to say. One tweet cut straight through the noise. "It's so hash lame, he just had to let it be known, running his mouth like a bitch." It didn't stop there. Another user called out what happened after the freeway rant. The video after this one, he was popping champagne and said he was throwing a party that night. That made the situation even messier. The freeway video was already bad enough, but then celebrating after, people didn't need a name drop. They felt the message was loud enough. And then came the one tweet that summed up the feeling floating in the air: "He next." It wasn't a threat. It wasn't even hype. Just a cold, quiet sentence that said what a lot of people were thinking. If you play close to the fire, don't be shocked when it burns back. Whether Trap Boy Freddy meant what people think, or whether it was all just bad timing and worse judgment, the reaction was real, and nobody forgot. The tweets, the rants, the champagne, none of it could erase what had already happened. Mo3 was gone, and the people he once stood beside either stayed silent or made noise in the worst ways possible. That old studio clip of Mo3 and Yella Beezy laughing together, it hits different now. Back then it looked like two artists sharing a moment. Today it feels like a setup waiting to happen. Two men in the same room chasing the same dream. One of them ended up on a freeway running for his life. The other is now sitting in a jail cell charged with setting that plan in motion. Mo3 rapped about pain, betrayal, and death long before it came for him. He warned people in his music. He lived like he knew time was running out. He said it himself. He wanted you to feel it. And now, years later, we all do. Thank you for watching this video.
Man, that's what I'm saying though. It really did have to be just because I don't really understand, like, for real, what was the ultimate reason for real? Like, I mean, and if so, you should have just went into it and did it yourself. You had to hire someone to do it. But, bruh, this cold-hearted, bruh. Shit crazy. But it's your boy Chris to react. And I need me to do. If I ain't get paid, I ain't doing the show.